Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I am here to give you another channel message. Keep in mind, I'm only here to help you. I'm not here to shove anything down your throat, persuade you, or mislead you. Okay? Okay. All my messages come from the divine, the Most High, Himself. That's who moves through me. That's who I ask permission to be used as a vessel to tell the truth with all my abilities. So if it doesn't resonate, it's most likely for someone else. Don't try to force it. So I see my parents as tiny children who need love. Oh, you're thinking about your parents. Some people feel misunderstood by their parents. I have compassion for my parents' childhood. I now know that I choose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free, and I set myself free. Yeah, I don't never like to punish my parents too much. That doesn't even sound natural. Okay. Somebody's thinking about their mom and dad, and they have a lot of empathy. It's like you have matured as a person. You become more seasoned in your personality to where you can argue both sides of the coin for those this resonates with. Also, as I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Yes. All these houses look like New Orleans. My life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. But you know, it goes back to the commandments. Honor your mother and your father. So if you're treating your parents like they're mistresses, you're going to have a bad life. That's written in every holy book that exists. Oops, sorry. And lastly, all is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. You know what I get from this? Somebody was having calamities and trials one after another, and they connected the dots, and they surrendered to the Most High, and they went to the Most High to ask Him, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to please you? I don't like where my life is going. I need change. Help. Like a SOS message. And he said, forgive your parents. And ever since you did that, it's like you treat them like they're children of your own, but not in a undignified way. Like they're not children. They're clearly your parents. They have their honor, but you're sensitive and more empathic towards them. That is love. I love where you're going. I love where this reading is going so far. So how do you do it? There's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I'm being guided to learn and grow. So it's not like through everything that we've been through, for those of us who acknowledge that our relationship with our parents has been rocky or just not on the best terms or just haven't been on the best of terms more recently. You know that God was always there. You know, He never lets you go too far over the ledge where you can't come back from something you said or did that was against your parents. Like He always gave you that conviction in your chest. And He know that at some point you will will yourself back in because He set up life to make you have to surrender to Him. A lot of people don't connect the dots with that part. What else? I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. So you could have been around bad influences. Wait, I'm gonna lay these down. You could have been around people who were a bad influence, who were just patronizing you because they wanted something from you or making you think it was okay with your attitude and how you were carrying on in your life. You were around some pretty toxic people. And once you surrendered, it's like God took care of it all. You didn't have to say much, you didn't have to do much. Vengeance is always His, of course, but what I mean is when you differ, when you change, when your spirit starts to tighten up and shape up, and you change your mind, you change your life, of course. Your heart is open, you're healing it, you're healing your relationship with very important people, especially your parents. I feel like this caters to the parents. I hear the 10 Pre's dedicated to the one I love, and I feel like that's to those who really had a difficult time with their mother and father, or both, or just had a difficult time with them, and they may have been deceased or now deceased, and you didn't get to say a lot of things to them. You didn't get to speak a lot of your truths. You never got that closure, and you felt guilty about it, and you went through a lot of ups and downs in life, mentally and emotionally. Not like a full-on disorder or disease of the mind, but just a lot of ups and downs. Like it's never a good experience when you don't vibe well with your parents, because they're meant to be honored. Let me see. Instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. Okay, so what I get from that is, again, you might have been around people who deflect their issues on you. Well, I know when it was my experience with my mom or my dad, I did this and I said that. Like, you could be really empathic, like you feel things real deeply. Now that you've like evolved spiritually, or just as a person, a well-rounded person. I don't know why I hear this, but I see people like further educating themselves, like going to college and stuff, social science, political views, religious studies. I see people doing their thing. Alright, I'm going to move over to another deck. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So you went back to your true, authentic self. So to me, I feel like maybe you didn't feel the most understood and accepted by your family, and it forced you to run away. You didn't feel like you had the support. You didn't feel worthy of being a part of the family, because deep down you knew you was something like real different, or something really special about you. And you weren't the most understood person or widely received at a critical, pivotal age. So you distance yourself. Trust the niggle. What is the niggle trying to tell you? What is it that your soul, like, what is your intuition trying to tell you? What is your soul pulling you to do? That's what that means. Well, we're about to discover that. What is it that your inner spirit is trying to tell you? Like your shadow side, because you see in the picture, only one of her is in color. The back of her is in shadow. So I feel like that's the subconscious. What is it trying to tell you? Like, what brought on all of this? Protection. Call back your power. Exactly. Cut the cords of people, places, and things that are not helping you reach your highest self. This is somebody who's moving from their south node to their north node. You can't really connect with people who find every reason, to pick you apart. I feel like we were picked apart a lot, but they were manipulative in a way where it's like, I'm only looking out for your best interest. I'm your friend. Trying to deflect the attention off of them. Here this guy go. There you go. This is somebody who's has a lot of depth to them. You know, a lot of, what do I want to say? He is very knowledgeable. You, as showing up as the original light worker, you come with innate wisdom. Like you've been doing this before, probably carrying over from other lifetimes. You know, this is about, you're a leader of space and infinite possibilities. And you're very infinite about your space. You know the art of creating space. You know, to experience, you know, what moves you, what is established inside of you, what is your inner spirit, through deep meditation and silence, even sitting in water. A couple of these pictures, like the light worker picture and this most recent picture, is about the depths of knowledge. You know, what puts you in total stillness, you know, so you're able to receive, so you can learn your true self, where you reside, or how deep it goes, knowing that you're not just a human being, but, you know, you're not just here on earth, but just not the depths of earth is also a part of you. And you're embraced. This is somebody who's no nonsense. Okay? It's like a leader of inner strength and protection. It's like you are a person who I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. Like you see that on movies and stuff. But this is a person who really who works well under pressure. And you have like a fighter spirit. And you embody a lot of fierce strength and loving protection. Meaning you protected those who have oppressed you for a long time. You know, you're at a point now where you overcome a lot of hardships with your willpower and that warrior spirit. And it's calling you to continue to leap over any challenges with any ounce of strength. This gives me the Leo card. And that's right on time with your heart chakras. That's about opening your heart and healing your heart through trying times and a lot of adversity, you know, through all the traumatic experiences you might have gone through. Like, it's opening your heart. And you're opening yourself up to more challenges and newer possibilities. You know, you're shining light on. The light is serving as like a healing mechanism. It soothes the darker corners, like the darker spots on your hearts, like the ink stains. And you're actually practicing love by putting down your armor, putting down your defense mechanisms, and you know, you're truly able to use the intelligence of your heart where you're not so logical at this point. And it always guides, your heart always guides you in it. When you follow your heart, that's always the right thing to do. And it's teaching you, you know, it's embracing you to live a heart-centered life. And you have nothing to fear. And if you're into yoga, practice heart-opening yoga poses. It helps aid you through this journey. Alright, I'm going to use tarot now. The Knight of Cups is in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. Yeah, this is a family dynamic. They've been manipulating you. You come from, this could be a father figure too. King of Wands is even in reverse. You come from tyranny and manipulation, emotional manipulation. And I feel like you've been spiritually blocked from your light worker responsibilities due to being in a very tumultuous setting. You have like the Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. It's like a very dysfunctional family setting is what I'm getting from this. And now you're calling back your power and you're healing yourself. It's like you've surrendered and you're wiser now. This can also be a mother in her masculine energy, but I get it's a father. The father was the master manipulator over everybody else. Everybody was under the yoke of his negativity, and he was very controlling, even abusive in ways. But he was more cutting with his words and just being controlling and emotionally abusive. Like, if you love me, you'll do what I say, kind of thing. Some derivative of that. Like, he based love off of what he can do. We got the devil. Yeah, he's a master manipulator. He had a very strong influence over the family as a collective, and you grew up seeing that. So it could have either made you adapt to those ways of treating people, but what I feel like is you've attracted people who are just like that because it was an unhealed emotional scar. The Emperor and upright, and the Ten of Swords. This is an extra card in this deck, but it looks just like the Ten of Swords. Everything is fine. It's in reverse. So you're no longer denying that something's wrong, is what I feel like. You're taking accountability. You're taking charge. You are being a leader. With the Emperor here, you're being the leader you wish you had. No easy feat. Because you're operating from your heart space now, and it never steers you wrong. You're doing all the things you're passionate about. You have a double mission. Like, you can be an entrepreneur, which I feel like you are. You can run an online business or a storefront. I feel like it's a storefront. I feel like you're in a major city. For those who I'm talking to, live in big cities. Like Los Angeles, New York, like big cities. Miami, Tampa, you name it. I feel like you travel abroad. But now that you're like spiritually evolved and you're answering to your calling, it's not just what you do tangibly, but also spiritually. And I feel like you could potentially combine that with whatever your business entails. What else? The Knight of Swords. Yeah, you've made a head over heart decision to get out of that vile situation. The Strength card is in reverse. And the Temperance is in reverse. It's just not a very spiritually balanced household. I feel like these people have attachments on them, but they don't realize that. They don't know how to get it off. And it's going to take you to be the generational curse breaker. With you and all your wits, you move forward. It's like you see the problem. It's not even that you're judging your family. You see a problem, and you're doing everything in your power to fix it. This is a real stand-up person. This is a person who's integral in spite of being treated with vile and unintegral mannerism and behavior. I really think it's more mannerism that was abusive. That was a deal breaker. Nine of Swords. Yeah, you are a person who used to suffer from migraines. I just heard that. You don't have migraines anymore. Like, your biggest problem is now it hurts your feelings that you've reached a level of success where it's like your family can't touch you. They can't get to you because they can't afford it. And that's not to be mean or derogatory. But I also feel like you wish they were here with you. Wish that they were as prepared as you to bridge the gap or whatever is wrong in your family. And it puts you in a real dark space with the death card here. It's a death and rebirth. You know, you're moving from darkness to light. And separating yourself from your family was the best thing you could have done. But I feel like what bothers you is some of the family members you had to leave behind to get to where you are now. And you wish you can go back for them, but it may not be possible for some reason. Six of Swords. Yeah. You moved away from I said travel aboard. Six of Swords is traveling away too. Like you got away from the bad neck of the woods and moved to tranquility and peace. You even speak. You were a person who adopted the same temperament as the tyrant parent who had control over everybody. I feel like he was high in rank in the military as well. So he's like kind of set in his ways, in those military ways, in a way. I feel like he was a heavy partier too. That's what kind of amplified on the negativity on the family. And sometimes you still get upset about it. You still have flare-ups about it. And sometimes, you know, I think it's just going from one extreme to the next. With the Nine of Swords, you didn't have peace established. And then when you became more spiritually evolved and spiritually aware of why things were happening to you a certain way, once you surrendered, it puts you into that tranquil space. But sometimes I can also feel like you were kind of suppressing when you had the flare-ups and revert back to certain memories that put you in a tranquil space instead of, you know, it's that dark night of the soul, that dark space you were moving through. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy on you. So you will revert back to, you will reminisce about kind words. Someone told you, put kind words, you know, spoke kind words to you. Could have been a grandparent or an aunt. I'm hearing an aunt, a great aunt, and a grandparent, a brother and a sister. So the great aunt would be the grandparent's sister, the grandfather's sister. And it would take you to a more peaceful space to help ease the anxiety. I hear you have PTSD due to your upbringing, the surroundings. So let me see what crystals will help in a situation like this. I hear you starting to expand your mind and open your mind to spiritual practice like yoga. Like you're trying to heal yourself. You try not to set yourself back. You don't want to hold yourself back. But this is a spiritual evolution, especially with the death card here. The death of transformation. Like you're moving past addictions and old habits and bad habits. You got Rose Aura Quartz. Look at that. That's so pretty. You know, it's an energy. It's the love vibrates. It's the energy of love that vibrates on a soul level, and it penetrates the body through its many layers of tissue, all the way down to the cells. And this is a crystal of love with the ability to shift one's sense of self, provide nourishment for your growth, and transform fear and doubts into unconditional love. And it creates a strong bond to the Most High. And it creates a synergy between the pineal gland, located in the brain and associates with your third eye and the heart chakra, infusing your intuition with space to give and receive more love. That's right. I feel like you went to a holistic practitioner like a holistic counselor, somebody who does perform psychotherapy, and they use these tools as a way to calm the mind, calm the spirit, help with negative energy, negative spirits, and things like that. You got the watermelon tourmaline. If this helps, it's relationship. It's about love, balance, and clarity. So relationships are the currency of life, and this stone raises awareness of soul agreements and your impact on other people's life. So I feel like right then and there, just like people were very codependent on your energy. They were misusing, abusing your energy, and they would be so succubus and incubus on you. And I feel like it's the father figure more than everybody else, who was a drainer of everybody's energy to the point where you don't even sleep at night because you were so zapped, and you had those nervous conditions, that anxiety, which really it was him swapping energy with you. That's why I heard PTSD, military, that it happens a lot. That's very common for people who've been to war to suffer through that. And I feel like he was swap energy with you. He knew it was something. He was wise enough to know it was something special about you. And how did he know that? Is because he's the same way. But he's spiritually blocked off because he has too many addictions and bad habits, and it just impacted his family as a collective. You were the one that got from under the yoke of his negativity. So this crystal is supercharged to activate the heart chakra, and it creating a divine connection between you and your higher self. Like, it teaches you to enjoy the sweetness of life. To stop and smell the roses. Remember the good things. Often takes time to ripen. It balances masculine and feminine energies, and it connects your heart chakra to both, the physical and spiritual aspects of yourself. Remember I said that about balance of the spirituality and tangible. With your daily practice, you may associate the newfound ability, your reconnection, your reconciliation with your spiritual abilities into your business. One more. I'll do one more. I'm working in threes today. Everything's in threes. I love you. Threes. These 3 words, short and simple. Listen to Stevie Wonder. The next one is amber. Warmth, regeneration, and grounding. And this exudes warmth and electrical charge. Amber was believed by the Chinese to encapsulate the soul of the tiger when it dies. With rich history, this stone was used as a protective talisman dating back to ancient times. So technically comprised of tree resin, that has been fossilized. This is used for grounding higher energies back to earth. And when rubbed, it can become electrically charged, dispelling negativity and igniting desire. Amber is used as a purifier. It's cleansing the environment and chakras alike. So use this when your energy feels zapped. That's a good stone for that. Do you have any last minute messages for this divine being? I want to say something. Speak on your spiritual journey now that you're tapped into it or more acquainted with it. Sensuality, female wisdom, feminine wisdom, and passion. People tend to think that, and number 38, that breaks down to 11. That's a master number. People tend to think that being in your feminine empowerment is a lose-lose situation. When in actuality, it's more powerful than people give it credit for. Being in your feminine energy is beyond powerful. Mm, my book fell apart, but it's time to open up to the more sensuous side of life, to touch, to taste, to see, and hear with a heightened appreciation and awareness. And the tiger in the illustration is calling you to slow down and really experience the joys of the senses. Savor every moment of a beautiful scene, a sweet taste, or a tender touch that sparks soul appreciation. The resulting energetic momentum brings you in alignment with the beauty and bliss of the Most High. You know, when you're a baby in Islam, they would give the baby honey or dates when the baby's first born, and the sweetness of it, and they would recite the adhan in one ear and the akama in the other ear. So when the baby's hearing you mention God and they associate it with the sweetness that they taste, it connects them, on some kind of soul level. Like they think of when they think of the Most High, they think good. They think of sweetness, and I feel like this is like very important. Like this is a part of this message. In addition, a more passionate sensuality may be on the rise. Don't dismiss the potential for shared excitement and increased sexuality. So you could have been blocked off emotionally. You could have had trouble climaxing in your adulthood, for those that resonates with. But that's what I have for you. And stay in that feminine energy. So until next time.